Why is my ex angry about a divorce she wanted, a relationship she ended, and the fact that I moved on? Am I the bad guy after all? I usually do not post, but I have a complicated matter that I cannot unravel by myself or even fully in therapy. I am just looking for a forum to put this into words. Short recap, my only marriage lasted almost 10 years, the relationship itself was roughly 4 years longer than that. During the marriage, I was with the only woman I had ever been intimate with, and we had one child together. I was not very good at describing my emotions, while my ex was very good at expressing how bad I was at it. I tried many times to change this but never met her expectations. I also did not meet expectations in other areas, for example, matching her level of tidiness, think operating room clean every day. I did not meet expectations regarding having proper hobbies or friends that were not considered stupid. Forgiveness was another issue, things that were supposedly forgiven often turned out not to be forgiven after all. My ex did not like to be touched and did not like touching me, which was very important to me. It later came out that we had been having what she called pity sex for the last few years of the marriage, and that she had faked liking it because I would become sulky if I did not get laid. There was no real physical affection for a long time. She did not want any mental disorder documented in her medical records, even though it was evident she should have seen a professional. I like to think I tried to do things that would please her, but looking back, many of those efforts were forced. I would often get chewed out for doing things wrong, such as reserving trips incorrectly. And so on. I think our child was what held us together for as long as it did. Anyway, my ex wanted to file for divorce in the summer of 24, stating that I had ruined her life and that she hated me. It felt blunt and out of the blue, but we tried therapy. After 2 sessions, she insisted we divorce and not try to repair anything. I tried to argue that the relationship was worth saving if we put in serious effort, but she held her position. At that point, reality hit me, and I fell into intense self-loathing and a total loss of self-worth due to the impending loss of the only person I had ever loved romantically. She repeatedly insisted we would not continue together, even as I tried again to improve how I communicated my feelings about the relationship and our life together. Then, around the turn of the year 24-25, she said we should end the relationship. I cried harder than I ever have in my life, and I am not proud of it. We informed friends and family. At that time, the divorce process itself was still ongoing. We were still married and still living in the same house, but in separate rooms since the fall. I was yelled at again several times. One incident in particular involved her going ballistic and telling me how I had ruined her life because a force majeure situation caused me to miss my promised arrival home time by 15 minutes in February 25. That was when I decided it was enough and moved out. On the day I moved out, she was on Tinder and made sure I knew it. In her defense, during the lowest point of my self-worth in December 24, I had created a free Tinder account just to see how many likes I would get. I wanted to know whether anyone might ever find me attractive again after losing her and feeling completely devastated. During the spring of 25, I got my life together and started dating very casually. I was mostly looking for company and conversation to learn how dating even works, since I had never really done it. Quite quickly, I met this amazing woman with whom everything just clicked. Our interests aligned, our relationship needs were similar, and I was overwhelmed by actually being seen as interesting by someone like her. Regarding the divorce, I had been trying to finalize it for some time, but my ex wanted to keep the marriage on paper because the division of property was unfinished, on her side, and for tax reasons. I honestly could not be bothered to fight her again, so I let it be. A few weeks into seeing this amazing woman, my ex found out through our child that I was seeing someone. She asked in a friendly way how things were going and whether I was seeing someone so she could finalize the remaining divorce matters. I answered honestly, which turned out to be a mistake, and she went absolutely ballistic. She told me she had planned a dramatic get-together with a letter explaining how she now saw a future for us, and she sent me pictures of the letter. I was stunned. I told her that nothing in her behavior over the past 10 months had shown any sign of those feelings. I said I was moving forward because she had wanted a divorce, wanted to end the relationship, and had repeatedly yelled at me about ruining her life. Over the next week or two, there was non-stop abuse, cussing, calling me a cheater, calling the new woman a homewrecker, hitting me in the face, and calling me a pig. All the bells and whistles. Suddenly, without regard for property division or tax reasons, she finalized the divorce. She immediately started seeing someone from Tinder and made sure to tell me how happy she was. She showed me shirtless photos of him when I picked up our child, told me what car he drove, and so on. Meanwhile, I took things slowly with the amazing woman. We are doing great, moving at our own pace, discussing how we see relationships, trying things out, and talking openly about feelings. I also try to keep her informed about my ex's behavior. One mistake I may have made was during our early dates, I explained my divorce reasons and what happened in great detail. She asked whether my ex had shown any interest in getting back together, and at the time I honestly said no. Then the letter incident happened. For all I know, it could have been written before my ex's "Are you seeing someone?" message, but I do not know for sure. I did not tell the amazing woman about the letter because I was disoriented by it myself. Now, my ex does not seem to be doing very well in her own relationship. Despite recently being somewhat civil, she is again accusing me of being a cheater and calling the amazing woman a homewrecker. I also feel guilty for not telling the amazing woman how my ex reacted when she learned about her, even though I was open from the beginning that I was technically still married but that the relationship had ended around New Year. Remember the undiagnosed mental disorders? In addition to everything else, my ex has told me multiple times that when she kills herself, it will be because of me. After the earlier outbursts, I visited her in the summer of 25 because she sounded genuinely suicidal on the phone. She was hysterical but not aggressive, deeply miserable, and hit a nerve when she asked how I could see something in this amazing woman but not in her. I could not tell her the truth about my growing feelings for the amazing woman. I had already limited what I shared because my ex tried to stalk her. I felt that if I did not say something like, "I would not have been in a relationship with you if I did not care about you," my ex might harm herself. I was terrified that my child might lose her mother if I handled it wrong. Now, she is using that moment as a threat, saying things like, "What if the amazing woman hears that you did not have feelings for her? Or what if she hears that you said you would choose me?" She implies she could tell her these things if she wanted to. I have not explained my reasoning to my ex beyond saying that I am grateful my child still has a mother. Being a good mother is what I genuinely appreciate in my ex. My ex has finally received a diagnosis and medication for her condition but has stopped taking the medication due to side effects. So my questions are, which parts of this make me the bad guy? Where, if anywhere, did I fail in trying to be a good person? Was what I did cheating? Is the amazing woman a homewrecker? What should I discuss with the amazing woman? Any input is welcome. Quick edit: my feelings for my ex are essentially zero, and I have no interest in ever getting back together. The letter was the only instance of her expressing interest in reconciliation, and I rejected it for the reasons described above. The amazing woman does not know about the letter, and my question is whether, and how, I should tell her. Edit 2. I am overwhelmed by the number of comments and truly appreciate everyone who took the time to read some or all of this wall of text. This has given me far more insight than I expected. The general consensus is a bit frightening, but I hope to find the courage to act on it. As some comments and replies pointed out, it takes two to tango in a relationship. I deliberately included only the parts of my marriage relevant to my questions. I was not a saint. Being emotionally reserved and not fully present were major issues I identified in therapy, but whether those were causes or effects is still unclear to me. What I do know is that with the amazing woman, I have learned what a relationship with mutual respect should feel like, and I could not be happier. Those old behaviors have not resurfaced. I am still working on initiating difficult conversations, but so far they have been remarkable, like being emotionally naked while still feeling safe. I also love being touched and knowing my touch feels good to someone. I need to prepare for tomorrow now and unfortunately cannot reply to everyone at the moment.